Imagine waking up one day and realizing the person who knows you best isn't your husband of 17 years. It's your own 20-year-old son. The line between mother and woman blurs so slowly you barely notice until you're already on the other side, heart racing, unable to turn back. That's exactly what happened to me. My name is Mara Quinn. I'm 39, living in a peaceful Raleigh neighborhood with my husband Jared, an insurance adjuster who spends more time on the road than at home. Our son Elias just turned 20 tall, strong, the kind of young man who turns heads without trying. He was supposed to stay my little boy forever. But one stormy Thursday evening, everything shifted. Jared was away at yet another conference, the kind that stretched longer than necessary. I had stopped questioning it years ago. Elias showed up unexpectedly from college, drenched from his motorcycle ride, smelling of rain and fuel. When he hugged me, his arms felt different, solid, powerful, no longer a child's. "You're freezing," I told him. He laughed through chattering teeth. I sent him to shower while I warmed leftovers. I lingered too long outside the bathroom door, listening to the water and his quiet humming. It felt off, but I stayed rooted. When he emerged in just a towel, droplets tracing his chest, our eyes met longer than they should have. Not mother and son. Something else entirely. That night on the couch, wine in my hand, beer in his, the power cut out during the storm. In the darkness, we talked, really talked. About Jared's absences, Elias's loneliness at school, how no one seemed to truly see him. His hand brushed mine. I should have moved. I didn't. "Mom," he said softly, testing. "Elias, don't," I whispered back, but my body stayed still. The first kiss felt almost gentle, yet it ignited something fierce and buried deep. When I murmured, "Son, take it easy. I'm coming twice," the words slipped out from a place I didn't recognize. I didn't pull away. I couldn't. That moment sealed it, a boundary shattered forever. The next morning, I blamed the wine, the thunder, anything but myself. But deep down, I knew it wasn't a one-time slip. Anything but myself. But deep down, I knew it wasn't a one-time slip. It became a pattern. Whenever Jared left town, Elias found reasons to come home for the weekend. We'd cook together, fix small things around the house, share laughs that carried an undercurrent of danger. Touches grew bolder, his hand lingering on my hip in the kitchen, my pretend scoldings hiding secret hope he'd ignore them. I'd leave my bedroom door unlocked on purpose, heart pounding as I waited. It wasn't only physical, we connected deeper than ever. He remembered my favorite songs, the scent of my first date perfume with Jared, details his father overlooked. One evening, he confessed, "Mom, I don't see you as just my mom anymore." Instead of correcting him, I let the words hang. We began stealing moments during daylight, quick encounters in the laundry room or garage, always listening for neighbors or engines in the driveway. One afternoon, Jared's truck appeared early. Elias was still upstairs in my room. Panic surged. Jared noticed 2 coffee cups on the counter. I lied smoothly. Too smoothly. Later, Elias and I laughed about the close call. That laughter terrified me most, because it proved I wasn't just giving in. I craved the continuation. A week ago, Elias mentioned transferring back home full-time. "I like being here more than campus. I like being around you." Fear should have gripped me. Instead, I replied, "I'd like that." Last night pushed us further. He kissed me in the hallway while Jared slept upstairs. My pulse thundered. I thought I'd collapse. But I didn't stop him. Now the guilt wars with desire every waking second. I know this could ruin everything, our family, his future, my marriage if exposed. Yet when he looks at me with that intensity, everything else fades. I tell myself it's the last time, but the promise crumbles the moment his skin brushes mine. The pull grew stronger despite my attempts to resist. Elias stopped being subtle. He'd wander shirtless, challenging my gaze. On the couch, his knee pressed mine casually. One morning, in my loosely tied robe, I thought Jared was alone downstairs. Elias stood there, eyes roaming, smirking. "You should be careful, Mom," he said low. "Careful about what?" I breathed. "About making me want things I shouldn't." I should have fled. Instead, I adjusted the fabric slowly, almost inviting. Almost inviting. That evening at dinner, Jared droned on about office gossip. I barely heard him. Beneath the table, Elias's foot grazed mine deliberately, sending electricity through me. My fork nearly slipped. Jared remained oblivious. Elias flashed that knowing smile across the table. Afterward, as I loaded dishes, he stepped behind me, breath warm on my neck. "You smell good," he whispered. "Elias, stop," I managed, voice trembling. "You don't want me to stop," he replied correctly. I didn't. 2 nights later, I claimed a long bath while Jared watched television in bed. Water running masked sounds. Elias entered without knocking. "What if Dad comes?" I hissed. "He won't," he answered, perching on the tub edge like it was normal. "He never notices." Jared's distant laugh echoed down the hall, terror mixed with thrill. I sank deeper into bubbles, feigning indifference. His finger traced the tub rim, eyes locked on mine. "Do you know how hard it is to be near you and not touch?" I swallowed. "You're crossing a line." "No, Mom, you crossed it first." My heart hammered. I ordered him out. He stayed. I didn't insist again. Next morning, Jared left early. Elias lingered. At the sink washing plates, his arms circled my waist from behind, chin on my shoulder. "You're shaking." "Because this is wrong," I whispered. "Then tell me to stop." Silence. I let warm water cascade over my hands, drowning out the screams in my head to pull away. That evening, his phone buzzed on the table, a friend's text. "Bro, are you smashing someone? You've been different." My stomach lurched. Did others suspect? The thought nauseated me, yet excited me shamefully. Later, while Jared slept, Elias crept to my door, cracking it open just enough. He didn't enter. His presence alone stole my breath. Control was slipping away. I didn't want it back. He saw me the real me when no one else did. The next weekend, Jared stayed home. Relief turned to torment with both under one roof. Elias's stares grew blatant. While Jared mowed the lawn, Elias leaned in the kitchen doorway, watching me wipe counters. "You're playing a dangerous game," I muttered. "So are you." He countered with that grin that weakened my resolve. Sunday, folding laundry, he slipped in and shut the door. "Mom," he whispered, closing distance. "Not here, your father's upstairs." "He never comes down here." Footsteps sounded overhead. Jared called my name. I froze. Elias pressed a finger to his lips, smiling like it was thrilling. Jared descended a few steps, asked what I was doing. "Folding towels," I called steadily. He left. Heart exploding, I pushed Elias away, but he leaned close. "You like the risk, don't you?" He was right. I hated that. Next morning, a note under my door. "Meet me in the basement tonight. I need to see you." I shredded it, but kept the pieces hidden. All day I busied myself errands, early meals to avoid him. Yet, when night fell silent, my feet carried me downstairs. He waited on the old couch, grinning softly. "You came." "This has to stop, Elias," I said, sitting beside him anyway. "Then say it like you mean it." Words failed because I didn't mean them. Over the following week, Elias grew bolder around Jared, more confident, almost defiant. At meals, we'd exchange fleeting smiles only we understood. Jared suggested a family cabin weekend. All of us, like old times. My stomach knotted at the thought of close quarters with both. After Jared slept, Elias cornered me. "Nervous about the trip?" Of course. Good. I like when you're nervous. What frightened me deepest wasn't the acts, it was the emotion. Elias noticed everything: new hair, fatigue, sadness. He listened. One casual mention of missing lilacs brought a bouquet the next day, no note, just his quiet gesture. When Jared went out for drinks, Elias waited in the backyard. No words. I went to him. I kept promising myself I'd end it before irreversible damage. But it had already gone too far. Jared's touch felt empty now. Elias's entrance sent my pulse soaring. Sleep evaded me. Last night, whispering those same words again. Son, take it easy. I'm coming twice. I faced a horrifying truth. Guilt had faded. I should feel it. I didn't. The following days, I forced routine breakfast, chores, shopping, but normalcy had vanished. Elias's presence hit my stomach first, a twist before sight. I'd strain for his footsteps, anticipate proximity. Small brushes, passing coffee, standing too near at the stove were deliberate now. Tuesday, cleaning the living room, I heard him humming in the kitchen an old lullaby I'd sung him as a child. I paused on the stairs, throat tight, just listening. Entering, he smiled. Made you coffee. Thanks, I murmured, avoiding eyes. He leaned on the counter. You're quiet. Tired, I lied. He wasn't fooled. That evening, Jared watched TV. Elias sat opposite end of couch. When Jared left for a drink, Elias slid closer. You look beautiful tonight, he breathed. I stayed silent, unable to reply. Jared returned. I smiled, praying composure held. Next afternoon, folding laundry in my room, he knocked. Need help? He stepped in. No, fine. He watched from the door. You always say you're fine. Are you really? The question pierced. I nodded, hands trembling on towels. He took one, fingers deliberate on mine. You don't look fine. Jared's truck rumbled in. I jerked back. Elias smirked. Relax, Mom, slipping out. Thursday breakfast. Jared on call. Elias half asleep at counter. I served him. You always take care of me, he said sleepily. Dad doesn't know how lucky he is. Heart skipping, I turned away. Reaching for salt, his hand met mine first. Jared's voice echoed. I startled. Every look lingered. Every phrase carried weight. Restraint amplified tension unbearably. I waited constantly for a kiss, a touch, something final. Instead came endless anticipation. Last night at 2 a.m., thirsty, I found Elias awake on the couch. Can't sleep? You either. Silence stretched in dim kitchen light, louder than words. Tension mounted all weak glances, whispers, unnoticed moments. Saturday shifted everything. Jared suggested family breakfast at a diner. Booth seating, him laughing at work tales, me barely eating. Elias opposite, watching. Eyes met, heat flooded my cheeks. Jared noticed. What's going on with you two? Acting weird. Heart-stopping, Elias replied smoothly. Nothing, Dad. But Jared's gaze lingered on me too long. Afternoon, Jared ran errands. In laundry room folding, Elias entered, door shut. That was close this morning. Close, but not too close, he grinned, advancing. I didn't retreat. We can't keep doing this. Then why are you shaking? Jared's truck approached. Elias exited side door. I pretended normalcy. Jared entered with groceries. You all right? Yeah, just hot. Just hot. That night, sleepless at kitchen table, Elias descended barefoot, smiling crookedly. Still awake. We have to stop, I whispered, trembling. You don't want to stop, he said, close enough for skin warmth. It doesn't matter what I want. For the first time, his eyes showed possession, not just want, but refusal to release. Then Jared called from upstairs. Mara, you okay? Elias's grin vanished. Risk ceased being playful. Go back to bed, I said steadily. He hesitated, then left. Morning brought change. Elias spoke little over breakfast. No looks, no teasing, silence. When Jared departed for work, I waited for pursuit. Instead, Elias grabbed keys, going back to campus early. Elias. He didn't turn. Take care of yourself, Mom. Door closed. Gone. Sometimes the greatest danger isn't crossing the line, it's stepping back, leaving you alone with echoes of how willingly you'd plunged forward. We never got caught, no dramatic farewell. But the quiet he left screams louder than any argument. I wander the house now, memories assaulting me, his laugh, his touch, the way he truly saw me. The silence hurts worse than secrecy ever did. I almost didn't stop. That knowledge lingers heaviest. If you were in my place, trapped between duty and a connection that felt more real than anything else, what would you do? Would you fight to end it, or chase the feeling despite the cost? Stopping before total destruction? Or carrying the weight of nearly letting it consume everything? This story isn't easy to share. It leaves me raw, questioning everything. If it resonated, if it made you think about lines we draw and how easily they blur, please subscribe for more honest, unfiltered stories like this. Hit that notification bell so you never miss one. And drop a comment below seriously. Tell me, what would you do if you were me? Your thoughts mean more than you know. Thank you for listening all the way through. 8. 4. S fast.